Welcome to the 3-on-1 Fast Break with Jay, Ace, Marty, the CM Hall point guard, Quincy McKnight. Yo, Quincy, let the people know where you from.
From Bridgeport, North End.
All right, so how was your upbringing in Bridgeport?
I live regular life. Mom, dad, I got an older brother, 2 older brothers, a younger sister. It was regular. Lived on North End my whole life. Went to a bunch of middle schools until ended up going to St. Ambrose until 8th grade. Went to St. Andrews my 8th grade year. That's really it.
Any of your brothers play basketball? Any of your siblings play basketball? No?
The only one that played a sport for real.
So what was it like playing tournaments growing up? Like the rest in peace tournaments outside?
Young, before high school, like seventh
I played the
grade.
Sheehan Center my whole life. That's where I started playing basketball at the Sheehan Center, right downtown Bridgeport. Literally since I was young, bitty ball when they put the little hoop on the big hoop, you know what I mean? Played there since then. All throughout middle school, I played on the Sheehan Center team.
How you start playing basketball?
With my dad. My mom and my dad both played in high school.
Okay.
So my mom went to basketball, my dad went to Hardin. Both raised in Father Panic Village.
All right.
That's what's up.
That's both my parents, and that's where really the hard work and the background came from right there. The work ethic, just living out of them.
That's dope.
You feel me? And then back to that. Played the Sheehan my whole life. 7th, 8th grade, even from, like I said, 1st grade. As soon as I put a basketball in my hand, the first shot I took was at the Sheehan Center. So.
All right, that's what's up.
Wow. Shout out to Sheehan Center, boy.
Shout out to mom and pops. That's what it is.
So how you got to St. Joe's? Like what made you want to go there?
It was basketball, really. It's the main thing. Shout out to my guy Greg Langston. That's the GOAT. That's the person I looked up to. When I was making my high school decision, 8th grade, I was going to all the St. Joe's games, and Greg was that guy. He just set the tone, a different tone, and that's really the reason why I went to St. Joe's. Coach Montelli was a great coach also. I was playing football at the time, like 7th, 8th grade, and Notre Dame wanted me to go over there and play football and basketball. Everybody went to Notre Dame, Danny Upchurch and Earl Coleman, those guys started as freshmen, so they was trying to recruit me over there, telling me I could start as a freshman. I just decided to go to St. Joe's, and it was the best school for me.
You played Power Warner football?
Yeah, I played for the Chargers. Just 7th, 8th grade though.
Oh,
2 years, yeah.
Alright, that's dope.
You play AAU around that time, or you just playing football?
Yeah, I was playing AAU still, yeah. So I was doing both. That was really.
So you was traveling as a young.
Yeah, I've been traveling since. I've been playing AAU since like 5th, 6th grade. I'm playing travel basketball at a young age. Been traveling. I've been everywhere almost. Every tournament you heard about, big tournament, small tournament, I've been there.
That's lit.
So if it wasn't St. Joe's, you was gonna go to Notre Dame?
Yeah, probably Notre Dame. Yeah.
No Kobe?
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. I didn't take the test to go to Kobe. And I can't even lie. I failed the fifth prep test on purpose. Like, I wasn't trying to go there.
Oh, okay.
I was done with the test in 30 minutes. Like, the test. I was going ahead. I wasn't even trying.
Were any other schools you just took the test, or just people wanted you?
Those 3 right there.
Any public schools wanted you that tried to get you?
My dad, you feel me? They went to public, like I said, they went to Hardin and Bassett. My dad wasn't. So my dad already had the route that he knew. Since, like I said, I played basketball since I was young. My dad already seen it. So it was like, hey, if we're gonna continue doing this route, we gotta go to the best high school I can.
Oh, okay. Did your dad play college ball?
Nah, my dad didn't play college. He went to college for me to graduate from college, but he didn't play.
Okay. That's good.
So how was your freshman year in high school?
Freshman year was good. I started on the freshman team. I was freshman team, JV team. I was killing by like the 4th or 5th game of the season. I got brought up. I played probably like 3 games my freshman year on varsity. In the 3rd game, I got concussion, a wild concussion, and I didn't come back until probably like the last game of the season, and played the playoffs. We ended up winning the state championship that year. We beat Fairfield Prep. And the chip, that game wasn't really that good of a game. In the championship round, we won by like 30, I think, or something like that.
You played in the game, though?
Yeah, I played in the game.
All right, so that counts. Freshman year, you played and got a state chip. That counts.
Who was the seniors?
The seniors that year was Brandon Jones, Oscar Oxy, Jake Fold.
Shout out to BJ.
Okay. We had a nice little team that year.
Shout out his pops and his uncle, too. Shout out to the Joneses.
That's dope.
Shout out to the Joneses. My bad. Shout out to the Jones family. That's another, you know what I mean? Shout out to them folks, man.
Going in St. Joe's, did you hear any stories about Mark Gaines and
Nah, I'm not gonna lie. I don't really the basketball history. Like I don't really pay attention to it like that. You feel me? I don't really harp on that like that. I just
you going out there doing okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
So what happened after your sophomore year at St. Joe's? You played your junior year at St. Joe's?
Yeah, I played my junior year. So sophomore year at St. Joe's is the same thing. Now, I went from like 6-7 man. Now I'm starting. It was me, James Jennings. We still had Frank Massey at the time. Kid Diamante Zarba from New York, and we had Tamaj Parker. Mm-hmm. So our team, we was stacked that year for real. And we ended up winning the state championship that year. Also back to back, and that game it was crazy. We played Hill House in the championship, and they was beating us by I think like 12 at halftime. It was working us that game, and then we ended up coming back and winning the second half.
You started that?
Yeah, I started that game. Yeah, I started that whole year. Yeah, I started the whole year.
Okay.
That's lit. That's lit.
You got any accolades that year?
Nah, I should have got my accolades though. Honestly,
you won back-to-back state chips, though.
Yeah, I was on the all-defensive team that year. Honestly, that year I was on the defensive team.
And that's when we still was. That's when it still was the FC Act.
Yeah, we still was FC. We was FC Act my whole time. So.
Before the other schools started branching out,
started
creating. You got FC Act chips?
We never won the FCX. We never even made. Honestly, the only year we made it out the first round of FCX was my junior year when I was basically the star of the team. Like we made the second round.
Oh, okay.
For my freshman year, I forgot who we lost to my freshman year. It might have been, was it Central? No, I think Central was my sophomore year. We lost to Central. Forgot who we lost to my freshman. But each year, we was the number 1 seed, so we always lost to the bottom seed. Like,
I was there for one. I was there for
honestly, I don't know. It was kind of like, I don't know, honestly.
So I guess our hard
after our freshman year, it was just kind of like, after we did it our freshman year, and then I did it again my sophomore year, we was just like, yo, it gotta be fate. Because after you lose, now you got a whole week to just rest up for states. Like, everybody else still playing and all that, so it was just like, it's whatever. We have 2 days, just shoot around and just chill. We won't practice nothing. Yeah. We just chilling. Came around states, and then that's when we really got to work. Like,
turned up.
It really mattered. Yeah.
All right, makes sense.
FCX like that.
So like you said, junior year, I thought you left St. Joe's after sophomore year. So you was there your junior year.
Yeah, I was there my junior year. I played my junior year. That's when it was really my team. It was me, Ray, Raekwon Reed, Eric Livingston. We had 2 kids from Trumbull, Jake Pelletier and Johnny Dorenza, who were really good shooters, good players all around. And we had a pretty good year that year. We ended up losing in the round before the semifinals to.
That was the year I lost to Xavier?
Yeah, lost to Xavier at the buzzer on a crazy shot. Like, kid just subbed in the game. He didn't play the whole game. Somebody fouled out. He subbed in the game. Ended up, spinning layup at the end of the game, like on some wild, some crazy.
Yeah, so you won 2 state chips out of 3 years? That's lit. That's lit. That's definitely lit.
All right, so what came with the decision on leaving St. Joe's and going to Phelps?
Playing in college. A lot of people don't know that. Everybody think I left.
What is Phelps, though? What is Phelps?
It's my prep school.
Phelps?
Yeah, it's a little prep school out in Malvern, Pennsylvania, right outside of Philly. It's a nice little, feel me? It's just a little school. It's like 20 minutes from Villanova. Right out there. So,
any big players went there?
Terry Larrier, he went to VCU and he went to UConn. Okay. He playing with he on the Clippers G League team right now.
All right.
So it was me and Terry. But really leaving wasn't really basketball wise. It was really academics. St. Joe's wasn't up to par with the basketball at college after high school. They wasn't. The guidance counselors and things like that were up to par on it, and for me, there was a couple of points that I was missing. They do the SAT scores. You got to have a certain GPA. Then you got to do the certain amount of score on the SATs or the ACTs. Mm-hmm. And a couple of classes, teachers were giving me a lower grade, like a C minus, because when they do the calculating it, like your C minuses and stuff like that, you get a certain amount of points. And basically, when you get, even if it's 0.1, could differentiate from a C minus to a C plus, like, you know what I mean? So there's a couple classes I had in St. Joe's where it was like that. There was teachers giving me 0.1 off, and they could just give me the 0.1 and do extra work or anything like that, you know what I mean? And the guidance counselors weren't aware of it and things like that, so I wasn't if I would have stayed at St. Joe's and graduated from St. Joe's, I probably would have been academically ineligible, or I would have to get a crazy number on SATs or something like that.
Okay.
So when we found that out, me and my dad off the rip, and my AAU coach off the rip was like, we gotta go to prep school and not reclassify. No, that's the reason why I was really.
Not to cut you off, what's the difference from the prep school now when you go to the prep school?
Schedule-wise, you're playing a national schedule. You play a whole bunch of different teams. You play in different tournaments. Locally, when you go to regular Catholic school, public school, you don't really travel like that. You know what I mean?
But not only that, I'm meaning like academically.
Academically.
How did they help you get your...
Oh yeah, because once I reclassified, so I was able to do another year of high school.
All right,
So then I did a grad year, so I did 5 years of high school. You know what I mean? So then my first year at Phelps, I did all the classes over that I did at St. Joe's. Feel me? So I got better grades in the class and things like that. And at Phelps, it's a boarding school, so you're there all day. So teachers there all day. Teachers live in the dorms with you. So you get extra help, all of that stuff, taking SAT classes, prep and all of that to help you with the SATs later on, things like that. So just help me like that.
So you think that's like, for the younger kids, because one of my friends, he's actually trying to make a decision for his son.
Yeah.
And he's kind of shaky. Do you think that's a good decision? Like, far as like, say, did your pops, was he like cool with you going away, going to boarding school?
At that point, you gotta make the decision. You gotta make a risk. You gotta take a risk at some point in your life. It's not either be a risk or reward. That's how life is. It's how much you work. Really, you gotta be your work ethic and what you put in the time. If you do that and you work, it's everything gonna pay off for you. You gotta find the right spot. You can't just jump in the first ship. You can't go first place that wants you or the first place that needs you. You gotta find a place that's right for you, right system, all of that, right coach. And you gotta make sure the school is academically right. They gotta get you right at the end of the day.
What AAU program you was playing for?
I played for Team Scan, which is now PSA Cardinals on EYBL.
That's Nike, right?
Yeah.
That's why you got them Nikes on like that, them J's?
Nah,
I'm playing with you.
That's right.
Who was the best player you played against in AAU?
AAU?
But you played with Mo and Mo Bamba and Thomas Bryant. What was it like playing with them?
Well, I didn't play with Mo Bamba.
Oh, you didn't play with
Mo was younger than me, but we practiced and all that. But I played with Thomas Bryant, Shaq Diallo, who's in the league right now. Devontae Green at Indiana, Danny Green, little brother.
Okay.
I played with a whole bunch of guys. Chris McCullough, he played in the NBA for a little while. Played with a bunch of guys. And, I played with Bryce Atkins. He just transferred to Seton Hall from Harvard, grad transfer. Who else? I played with a bunch of guys. And it was just...
You still in contact with him?
Yeah. I talk to Chris, talk to Terry. Me and Terry FaceTime all the time. I didn't really talk to a lot of other guys. There are a lot of other guys, everybody's separated and stuff like that. So, but through Instagram, social media, I always keep everybody in contact.
What about the Jordan Brand Classic? How was that?
Oh yeah, that game was crazy.
How was that whole experience of getting nominated and all that?
That experience was crazy. That was right. So I got the invite probably through the mail at my prep school on a random day, and it's crazy because a week before that, I think it was like a week or like a couple of days before that, I had just got an MRI on my knee because I had messed up my knee at the end of the season. So I wasn't really doing any basketball activity at the time. I was just chilling. It was after the season and all that. And when I got the invite, I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta get back in the gym. That same day, I was right back in the gym.
Word?
Yeah, same day. I didn't really care what the MRI was. Once I got the invite, I'm like, nah, I gotta go. Because if you look at the list, if you go back and look at the list, I was the only low major player on the list. When everybody seen Sacred Heart, it was like, what? How was he here? Everybody UConn, all of that. So it was Kentucky, everybody like that. So. Yeah.
Why Sacred Heart? Well, you was going to Sacred. Oh, you went to Sacred Heart?
Yeah, I went to Sacred Heart first.
Okay.
So I went to Sacred Heart for 2 years, and then I ended up transferring.
First team all rookie. First team all rookie. Second year.
Rookie of the year.
I say second year. He's first team all league the next year, right?
First team, all of that. So it was pretty good spot.
What was them years like?
What is it?
What was them years like in Sacred Heart? The first year.
Oh, my first year at Sacred Heart. It was adjusting. It was crazy. I kind of came in with the mindset of I'm still that guy, you know what I mean? And college is a whole different ball game. Coming from high school to college, shot clock 1. In college they teach more help defense. Like college is really you playing your lane and things like that. It's just the whole element of the game is just different. And my first year at Sacred Heart, you know, I was adjusting a lot. My body I had to lift weights now. Conditioning wise, conditioning, I'm not gonna say conditioning because I almost always in shape. You know, so conditioning wasn't really that bad for me. But just the physicality really wore me down. My freshman year was good. I averaged, I think, 12 points, something like that.
Started?
Yeah, started as a freshman, so it was pretty good.
All right.
You also played with Kane Broom.
Yeah, that's my boy Kane. We played together my freshman year, and then he was a sophomore. He ended up transferring to Cincinnati, and he was really, when I was making my decision going to Sacred Heart, I really never looked at the different levels of Division I. Like, I was never really a big guy on basketball and things like that, so I didn't really know the levels of Division low, high, mid, and all that. So when I thought I was going D1, it was like everybody go D1, you D1. So Kane was really one of the guys that I was really talking to, and when I was my freshman year, he's like, nah, bro, it's levels to this. Like, you know, it's all different types of levels, and this where how you make the money after college. So, you know, once I seen that, he went to Cincinnati, and I really started doing my research after my freshman year. And then once he left, I was on the phone with my AU coach, and then he was like, nah, you just gotta chill. You know, I didn't win Rookie of the Year. It would have been better if I won Rookie of the Year. You know, then my odds would have transferred probably been higher. And really, that humbled me a little bit. And I got back in the gym, and I killed everybody. Everybody hated me that summer because Kane leaving, and I stepping in. I was the guy. You know, I'm the guy that, you know, when the players are down, like I'm step on you. Like, I'm not gonna let you live. Mm-hmm. And I was in grind mode that whole summer, so it was just.
You came another player from Connecticut too, right?
Yeah, from Hartford.
Yeah, came from Hartford. Kane, nice. I remember Kane playing against Kane when he was like was a sophomore.
Yeah, we was
high school.
at the time.
That's dope. So you went back to Sacred Heart?
Yeah, for my sophomore year, and then I ended up getting sophomore year. I averaged around like I think 20 or like 19.5, something like that.
And how many boards?
I'm on probably like 4 or 5, something like that. Probably like 3 assists. Nothing too crazy.
And then Seton Hall came looking for you, or?
Yeah, after I entered the transfer portal after my sophomore year at the end of the season, and I heard from a couple of schools, Wichita State, Memphis, Penn State, Western Kentucky,
Okay.
Who else? Nevada. I heard from a couple of schools.
Nevada, I think, didn't the Twins go there?
Yeah, the Twins with
You
the
played
Twins
with them?
Nah, I played
Like against them?
Yeah, I played against them in AAU.
Yeah, I seen them play when they was like young.
Yeah, in Fab
Back
48,
then, I think
played against each other.
They nice.
Yeah,
They from where, North Carolina or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Okay. Play with all the heavy hitters.
Yeah, I played against a bunch of everybody, literally
That's
everybody.
what's up. I'm from Bridgeport, but you know, I always hear your name. I had to do my research, but I seen you play a lot in the season that just passed.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
So you've been doing your thing. You've been holding it down. You know,
Trying.
It's just a good name to hear. You know, see somebody from Bridgeport.
Yeah, for sure.
You can just say, you know.
I think Seton Hall was a great look though.
Yeah, it was perfect fit.
That was a great fit though.
And it was crazy.
a good thing. That was a great thing.
The way it came along. I had heard from all the other schools. Seton Hall was probably the last school I heard from. I took a visit to Penn State, and the Seton Hall, they was kind of playing around at first. I talked to the coach, assistant coach at the time, Shaheen Holloway, was now the head coach at St. Peter's. Talked to him on the phone. And we went back and forth for a couple of weeks. You know, we were supposed to go on a visit. They called me that day. I can't come up today. You know, did that probably like twice. And the third time, he finally was like, yeah, come down for unofficial. Went down, met everybody, met the head coach and stuff. Played pickup with all the guys. And that's where it really set the tone right there. You could just see the hunger in everybody in the pickup game. You know, all the coaches sitting on the sideline, everybody tussling, you know, hard fouls, and the coach not saying anything. You know, at Sacred Heart, when that happened, everybody crying and stuff like that. So once I seen that was the first day, and the coach is just letting it go, and guys about to fight, and coach not even budging. And like literally about to fight, and guys not budging. Isaiah Whitehead was there. Everybody was, you know, it was high level. So it was after that day, I'm like, yeah, if they call me back, I'm going off the rip. Next morning, call my AAU coach, and my AAU coach yeah, bro, he called and said they'll take you. So my AAU coach kept on. I'm like, bro, why are you still talking? Like, call him back. Good. I ain't tell my dad. I ain't tell nobody. You feel me? I committed, posted it on Twitter already before I even told my dad.
God, okay.
Like, it was a done deal off the rip.
So you made a great decision, I said. That's dope.
It was like 9-5 your first year. You was like one on the team, and you was like one man in the league in assists that year. Your first year.
Oh, my first year.
Your junior year.
At Seton Hall.
At Seton Hall.
I'm not even sure. I don't even think I was that high on assists that year. Honestly, that year we had a lot of good point guards. That my first year, so I probably wasn't high on the
Who you came in with that year? When you came in,
like other players?
Yeah, like who
so
came in?
It was me. Who else sat out? So only me, and we didn't actually bring anybody. There was no other freshman when I came in.
Okay.
So only other player that brought in was another JUCO player, which was our 7-footer, Romero Gill.
Okay.
So he was on the team, but they basically was redshirting him the whole season because we had Angel Delgado, who ended up winning the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar Award at the end of the year, Best Big Man Award. Big East leading rebounder. Like, nobody broke the record for like 60 years or something like that. And Angel broke the record. They said it's gonna take the amount of rebounds he got, so it's gonna take like another 100 years for somebody to break the record. Like, it don't make no sense.
Wow.
So he was playing, and Roe basically just redshirted behind him the whole season just in case Angel got hurt or anything like that, and then they would take him off the redshirt and just play him. So he didn't play the whole season, and they ended up redshirting him, and we played together for 2 years because he only had 2 more years of eligibility left.
Okay.
So that was the only person I came in with when we came in. So we had our team was set from the jump after that 1 year. You know, we sat out. Oh, I came in with Torian Thompson too. I'm sorry, my friend. He went to Syracuse. And transferred in with us also. So that was It was crazy. We had a pretty good team.
So was your first year? Was there any struggles or any like
first year playing, or my sit out year, or first
just
year
like
playing?
just being at Seton Hall?
Oh yeah,
Was there anything different?
My sit out year was crazy. Adjusting because coming from a low major to a high major, now it was a whole different ball game. I didn't know how to play defense, like at all. Like
when you say that, what do you mean?
Like my defensive techniques weren't. Like, I had the speed, my feet are quick and things like that. Like, I had all the natural gifts. But technique-wise, at Sacred Heart, I didn't play as much defense. We didn't have any defensive coverages, like coming over screens. Like, it was no hedge here. There was no, like, if you're on the sideline, you gonna ice the ball screen, anything like that. Everything for me was path of least resistance. You know, so I'm taking whatever way I'm not gonna get hit by the screen. Mm-hmm. So whatever way I want to go on defense, and even if the player is a red hot shooter, I can still go under if I choose to. You know what I mean? So now it wasn't no accountability really, or I guess that's the word, accountability on defense. You know, when I was at Sacred Heart. So when I got to Seton Hall, it was a whole different terminology. I had to learn my sit out year, ice and ball screens, how to ice and ball screens.
People that don't know what ice is, don't know what ice is.
So when the defender, when the ball handler is dribbling towards the sideline, that's when we ice. So the ice is basically the man is coming to set a screen, and you just jump on your man's high side, forcing him to the baseline, and your big man is not hedging the screen. So your big man's not even worried about the screen. He's coming over, and you're basically just trapping him on the sideline. That's an ice.
And some teams call ice blue too.
Yeah, some teams got different colors for it and all that different stuff. So, and then when you're in the middle of the floor, it's just a red, and that's just a hedge, a hard hedge when you're in the middle of the floor. But when you're on the sideline, things like that, you got to ice. And now you learn to rotate. You got to help defense when you're on the weak side. On the pick and roll, you got to tag, get back. You got to know when somebody gonna trap on the side. When you got to know when somebody gonna ice. You got to rotate. You might have to go over, take the man that's gonna put the big man that's setting the screen because you icing. Big man pop back. You gonna have to rotate over. It's a whole bunch of different terminology you have to learn. It was just. I was all over the place on defense my sit out year.
Oh, okay.
And playing against Kadeem Carrington. Was a great point guard. They're all three of our seniors that we had that year. Out of the 4 were in top 10 in scoring at Seton Hall history. So I was going against a point guard who was just like me. A guy who came into Seton Hall wasn't a point guard. He was a scorer, and then they adjusted him to a point guard position to be a point guard and a scorer and a facilitator. So I was learning behind him, and he was killing me some days. I was locking him up some days, and it was a good battle, and that's really the reason why I ended up playing good defense. Well, not good defense, but you know what I mean.
Got you right.
So your first year on I want to say, so your first year on the court, that was the year y'all beat Kentucky at the Garden?
Yeah, that was my first year playing. Yeah, we beat Kentucky at the Garden. That was a good game, right? That was a crazy game.
I was at that joint.
That one was probably.
That was it.
Yeah, it was probably.
I thought y'all had it going into the game. I felt like y'all could win that shit, and then as the game
going
going
that
on,
year,
I'm like, yo, they in this joint, y'all.
I ain't gonna lie, that year was just, it was different for us that year. the tone. We had a bunch of dogs on our team, so everybody who got it out the mud, everybody who came from rough neighborhoods and things like that. So when everybody doubted us, we already knew we could all hoop. Everybody only doubted us because we had the 4 seniors leaving, and with the legacy that they were leaving behind, and the people that were coming in, nobody knew anybody. Nobody knew about me. I'm from a local kid. Nobody knew about me out in Jersey. You know what I mean? None of the reporters knew about me, anything like that. So when everybody was it's question marks on everybody that was coming in. Besides Miles. So once that happened, it was like, hey, we gotta go out and improve ourselves.
Yeah, after that one, I was like, yo, next season, if they could put it, they might put together about this season, but next season is they're gonna be something to rock with next season.
So was that his first year? Did you get a lot of playing time?
Yeah, I started my first year.
Okay.
I played probably like 33 minutes or something like that in the first year.
Let's go.
So yeah.
It was like 9-5 and it's still 9-5 and it's still in that.
So senior year, you brought up Miles. Talk what it's like about playing with Miles. He's a nation leading scorer.
Miles.
He nation award top 5.
Yeah, that.
You know what I'm saying?
He won almost every player of the year that he could. Best shooting guard in the country. It's my brother right there. Family first. That's the first thing that when somebody bring up Miles and ask me to describe him as family first. Me and Miles wasn't even there when I went on my visit. Miles he was sick that day, so I didn't see Miles at all on my visit. We knew about each other, played against each other in EYBL, things like that. And when our first day on campus, we had class together, linked up after class, and it was just over from there. We was 24/7, every day of the week. You see me and Miles together, walking to the gym, walking to class, all of that. Going to work out together, all of that. We was together all the 24/7. That's my brother. He check. That's all I can say about him. Off the rip. First shot that he see go through the basket, no matter where it's at, all 3 levels, it's a heat check. From the jump. He can make a layup, and he could 5 threes in a row from NBA range or further. After that, heat check for him. That's my boy. If it's anybody, that's probably one of the best scorers I played with in my whole life. But
how do you feel like the Corona disrupting y'all championship season?
Yeah, Corona definitely.
That was Big East.
He was right there.
That was Big East.
Big East regular season champs. We ended up tying in 3 ways, but the other 2 teams.
You led the Big East in squad. You need an assistant.
Yeah, led the Big East in assistant.
The
crazy thing about that is,
5 or something like
what
that.
a lot of people don't know is, after my sophomore year at Sacred Heart, I led the country in turnovers. Don't let that go over your head.
That's crazy.
That's
I led the country in turnovers.
Wow.
You feel me? After my sophomore year.
Wow, that's crazy. How many years you played at Senior Hall?
At Senior Hall I played 2 years.
2 years.
I sat out 1, played 2.
And then you played 2.
You feel me? And in my senior year, I led the Big East in assists.
So talking about coronavirus, what you said?
Oh yeah, Corona definitely messed up everything. We like I said, we just tied. We had just won 3 ways the Big East regular season with Creighton and Villanova.
You was heating up though.
Yeah.
You was heating up.
Yeah, you was heating up.
No, that time.
Oh yeah. At that time,
you was making a name.
Yeah, at that time I was really doing a little bit.
You was heating up. I was hearing, you know what I mean? You was heating up.
And offensively at that time, I was getting to get my little confidence back and things like that. And yeah, Corona really messed everything up. We had just tied it, and but with the tie thing, like, we was the only team that had the ability to win it right out, but we ended up losing our last 2 games of the season. I mean, the other 2 teams, they had to beat us to even tie with us.
Nah, I was
so
watching.
It's just, like, I had to get that one.
You was heating up because homeboy was in.
A lot of people let that one go over their heads.
I was injured.
They were tied, but nah, we was the only ones that had the ability to win it right out. Like,
oh, okay.
Gotta take that one.
Yeah, Corona it messed up everything at that time. The Big East tournament was right there. They had played 1 game the night before the Big East tournament, and then they canceled everything the next morning. We were supposed to play at that night. So we was waking up, doing our breakfast, doing our regular routine. And then we was about to go down to pregame meal, and they text us like, yo, just stay in your rooms for a little while. So we like, all right, what's going on? So we turned on the TV, ACC canceled, Big Ten canceled. We started seeing mad tournaments just canceled. Then we look and we like, they about to cancel ours. So then they started the Creighton and St. John's game.
Yep.
So we sitting there like, nah, they not about to cancel. Everybody, our trainers, coach telling us, nah, the Big East not canceling. They already told us they're not canceling. So they playing the game, halftime come, cancel. It was over after that. You know, we back on the bus ride. You know, everybody coming down to the lobby. We get on the bus, we drive back to Jersey. We walking off the bus, we about to get off the bus. I'm the first person getting off the bus, and one of the assistant coaches get up, like, Q, thank you for everything, blase, blase, give me a hug. And that's when everybody, you know, me, Miles, everybody just sit there like we thought the tournament was just gonna go on with no fans or anything like that. You know, once we seen them give us this hug and say thank you for everything, then we kind of walked back to our dorm and everybody just sitting in the dorm and that's when it just hit everybody like, yo, the season over. Like, it's no more tournament. Like, that was our last game. Like, we didn't even play our, like, you know what I mean? We didn't get to play our last game. Like, we just went out on a sad note. Like, basically, like, it wasn't even a sad note because we were still championships, but at the end of the day, we went out on the L. Like, and to us, that hurt. Like, you know what I mean? Because we put so much work in the last 2 years to get to this point. Like, now everybody talking about we a Final Four team, we a Elite 8 team. At the year before that, we was just picked 9th in the Big East, not making the tournament, all of that, you know what I mean? So we just put in the work for 2 years, and now everything just got taken from us just like that. It just hurt, like, and nobody even knew what was gonna happen, like, you know what I mean? So, and that tournament time, that was get money time, you know what I mean? Everybody know once tournament, NCAA tournament, that's when your stock rise,
And
that's when you,
and that's what I wanted
that's
to
when
ask
everything
you.
come up.
Like, with the coronavirus, I'm not saying it's hurting you, but you was heating up, and I was telling them this earlier, like, I think the tournament would have gave you,
Oh yeah.
you know what I mean, that name similar to like Terrell Taylor and everybody else. How do you feel like is that gonna hurt you, or you think
Yeah, it's definitely. It's gonna hurt a lot of people, you know, because they don't see you play in the tournament. You know, that's the biggest stage. You know, that's the most fans. That's an NBA like atmosphere at the end of the day, and that's where it really proves who a dog and who's not. You know, that shows your character right there. And Corona even canceled Portsmouth and Summer League and things like that. You know, so those you don't get to go to the camps. Portsmouth is a camp that you go to, you know, the top 60 seniors that don't get invited to the NBA Combine.
Oh.
So I got invited to Portsmouth. My other
Is that in Chicago? Portsmouth?
I'm not even. I think it's in. I'm not even sure where it's at. Honestly, we didn't get to. You feel me? We didn't get to get all the details about it, but you feel me? You do that, and they bring like I think like half, like 15 or something like that, of the top players from Portsmouth, and they get invited to the Combine. Because you know the lottery picks, they don't really do nothing at the Combine. So those 15 spots get taken from kids from Portsmouth.
Oh.
You feel me? Because you know some dudes don't work out, they don't do something, they don't do nothing because they already know they solidified. You know, so they bring those 15 seniors and let them go to Combine. So the Corona canceled that. You know, so teams don't get to see you play even in Portsmouth against other top seniors and things like that. Then you don't get to go to the Combine and prove yourself, and it might not even be a summer league where you get to prove yourself again. And it messes up money because now a lot of kids who don't do that, now it's basically the solidified players that was already NBA teams looking at for the draft. Those are the people that's getting drafted. There ain't gonna be no sleepers that come out of the workouts, come out of Portsmouth or anything like that now. It's just, hey, if your team was low watching you, now you're gonna get picked. And hopefully there is a time that we do get to do workouts or anything like that. You know what I mean?
Hopefully, right? So what's your plans right now?
I already signed with an agent, MLA Sports, my guy Leo Jones. So right now we talked to a couple NBA teams. I was just on a video called Utah Jazz probably like a week ago or something like that. I talked to a team from Turkey in the Euro Cup League, so it was a real good league over there. And my agent we just still talking. You know, a whole bunch of it's just whatever. We gotta wait for everything to calm down and then take it from there.
Yeah, that's what's up.
You had the opportunity to go to, let's just say in the situation that it is. It's a G League team or overseas team. Which one would you do? Which one would you prefer?
It depends on what the contracts is, you know what I mean? It depends on, is it a two-way or is it just a G League contract, you know what I mean? Because honestly, you go overseas and get that first year, you get a bigger bag than a G League contract in your first year on some, you know what I mean? So it's just really how it depends on how you want to go, how you want to take it.
Do you mind playing in the G League? Wonder if it's for not for the cheap, but for the, you know, for around one of the.
If it's around the same, like the same as an overseas contract.
Let's just say an overseas contract
is.
let's just say an overseas contract, just keep it light. Let's say it's 100 for a 6-month season.
Yeah.
And the G League is saying 70.
70?
And the G League is saying 70.
I'm gonna go get that 100. I ain't man.
That's an extra 30.
Yeah, that's an extra 30 on the top.
This is like, you know.
I'm gonna go get that.
But just being in the States, I could say
exactly.
I ain't gonna, but you feel me? That's another thing that come adjusting wise. I've been adjusting my whole life. You know what I mean? I've been away from home. You know, I don't mind going away from. Like, I want to be home. That's what I told my agent. Like, I want to be home. I want to be in the NBA. Like, even if it's G League, but it got to be a 2-way. I don't want just a G League contract. You
What's
know what
a
I mean?
2-way?
2-way is when you play. You feel me? You're in the G League, but you still half partner with the G League, half partner with the NBA.
Okay.
So you feel me? You can still get moved up. You could play a certain amount of games in the NBA. You feel me? So it's just a different like the contract. The 2-way is better than regular.
Yeah, the two-way
It's just you get more bread, it's more all of that.
See, I didn't know that. Is that similar to Tremont?
Yeah, that's what Trey on.
Okay.
You know, too.
Like Alex Caruso for the Lakers just got like a 2-way contract.
Oh, okay.
Basically, he's like a two-way contract.
Trey on a 2-way. Even Stanley Johnson was playing with. I don't think he was on a 2-way, but I think he was on a 2-way because he was playing with the wasn't the Raptors G League for a little while.
He's on the Raptors G League.
It wasn't a 2-way though. He was out his rookie contract, but he just playing down.
Yeah, they was the ownership and all that, so it was just
A
different.
couple players got like Chris Boucher that played for the Raptors.
Yeah.
He played good enough, so they signed him. Nas Reed, he was on the 2-way. They signed him Philly.
A whole bunch of people, but
It's coming.
yeah.
Where's your agency based at? It's a Connecticut agency?
It's in Jersey.
Jersey?
Yeah.
Alright. That's what's up.
So who was like the best players you played against at Seton Hall? Well, matter of fact, your whole college.
My whole college.
Yeah.
Played against Ollie how you say his name? Riley Atkins?
Riley Atkins, yeah.
Played against Riley my sophomore year at Sacred Heart.
Yeah, y'all went to Arizona. How was
Went
that?
to Arizona. That game was crazy. I had a target on my back that game. I can't even lie, man.
Why?
Feel me? I had the first 3 games of the season. I had, I think, 20 plus in each game. Feel me? Went out to Arizona like the 4th game of the season. We played at Santa Clara like 2 nights before that, and I had 20 and 11. Went to Arizona, right?
That's Steve Nash, right?
The first 10 minutes of the game had 3 fouls. 2 fouls wasn't even touching. Like 2 fouls and literally going over the screen, not touching dude, foul. Feel me? Another foul. And I'm like, what's going on? Feel me? Sat out, only had 2 points in the first half.
Oh, man.
You feel me? Sat out. So we come out at halftime. And what people don't know is at halftime, refs go in and they watch game. Like they watch clips and stuff. So a dude come back out after halftime like, hey man, I'm sorry, those 2 fouls wasn't supposed to be fouls.
Oh, shit.
And I'm like, what? He like, just play this half. Like, I got you. Like, so I'm like, huh? Like, you feel me? And that's the difference. Like, I learned that when I went to Seton Hall. Referees, they go back, like, 'cause even at Sacred Heart, I didn't go back at halftime and watch the first half. We go back and watch clips of the first half at Seton Hall. Like, you watch film.
I didn't know that.
You do all that, break down the stuff, all of that. You know what I mean? So, so when he said that, I was just kind of weird. And second half, I had 20 in the second half.
Went off.
It was going crazy. Like, it was actually letting me play defense. It was actually letting me play. Like, so it was just different. Who else? Lonzo Trier was on that team, but Lonzo, he was hurt that game. I wish I got to play against him. But who else we played against? Cassius Winston this past year. Marcus Howard. What's the kid name from Oregon? Peyton Pritchard. Who else we played against? I played against what's the little short guard from Miami?
Oregon, right?
Chris Likes, right? That's a little short guard from Miami.
Yeah, from Miami. Yeah.
Who else? We played against a bunch of Kentucky kids. You know, played against Tyler Hero, all of them.
Yeah, he played against Kelvin Ashton.
Yeah, played against those. I played against Matt, a bunch of people. Marcus Howard, I think I said Marcus already, but Kamar Baldwin, real tough. From Butler, super tough. Finished with both hands. Mid-range game, crazy. Post-up game, crazy for a guard. Jordan Tucker, shooter, went to Duke. Who else we played against? Played against a bunch of people. Played against too many.
What's your high?
My high?
All time, not
all
college,
time.
all time. Because it might be
all
something
time?
that was like in, you know.
The Tears, I got the Tears record.
What is it?
62.
Okay.
I got the record at the Tears, but in college, my high 44. I said
Against who?
44 against Bryant.
All right.
Double overtime.
You went off.
Yeah, I was going crazy that whole game.
462?
Going crazy.
Something already.
Yeah, but I got a bunch. Man. I got a whole bunch of 50 balls. I've been killing dudes since I was in 8th grade.
All right. That's
High
what's up,
schoolers,
man.
everybody know about me. Machine Center Hall of Fame, man. My resume crazy. I ain't,
What's your resume? What's on it? Talk about that resume.
crazy.
Yeah, let them know the resume before we get
Everything.
out of here.
Officer
God,
friendly.
give me
What you want? Officer friendly MVPs. You know, I was 12 years old playing with 13, 14-year-olds. All of that. Like Chris Smith Camp championships. I don't know where else we're gonna go. To the center. I got 2 state championships, man. I played on national TV.
You got 1,000.
Like I got over 1,000
Over
points.
1,000 buckets in college.
Over 1,300 points in college.
Did your prep school go to the States?
Yeah, I won I won a championship at prep school. You feel me? We beat Mo Bamba and them at Mo was at Westtown.
They had Cam.
Beat Mo Bamba, Cam, Kid Jair Bolden. I had a squad at Westtown, but this was
So you
before.
won. I was about to say, so you won there then?
Yeah, we won.
So you
Yeah,
went straight out of
I
St.
played 2
Joe's?
years. Yeah, so I got
That's
3
lit.
chips out of 5 years in high school.
Oh, that's lit.
What's up?
That's lit. Mr. Dripped on the scene both times and won. Yeah,
And
yeah.
she's in the championships, man, and everything.
What's your favorite NBA team?
Honestly, I don't really got a favorite team.
So your favorite player?
My favorite player, I don't really got one favorite player. I watch everybody. KD, D'Angelo Russell. D'Angelo Russell probably somebody that I've been real high on probably the last 2 years. I was real high on Luka Doncic when he came into the league.
Okay.
Who else? It's a couple of people. You know, I watch
As a
everybody.
kid, ain't like you know,
As a kid, nah, I was just a fan of the game. As a kid, I really never was big. I watched playoffs, you know, I was sit down and watch a game when it come on, but I was really never a one player that I loved, you know what I mean? It was just always a fan of every team. I just like everybody, you know, from Steve Nash, you feel me, all of that. I just like the game, you know. I like different. I pick and part, you know. I pick everything, you know. Take a little bit from this game, take a little bit from that game, and then that's how my basketball is. Like, you know.
So who's the GOAT to you?
The GOAT?
Yeah.
he got him on, man.
Yeah.
He got him on his feet.
Might gotta be the GOAT right now, man. LeBron there, but not yet.
He's not there yet.
Not yet. I say, huh?
So you did play football. What's your favorite football team? You got a favorite?
Nah, I ain't get that deep into
You
football.
didn't?
I played football just for fun. Like Ray and them was playing, all my friends was playing. Like I just played for fun, honestly. But I was nice at football. Led the team in touchdowns. I led the conference in touchdowns both years I played.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's why they wanted me to play football at Notre Dame. Like, even at St. Joe's, they wanted me to play football. Crazy, actually, I got a crazy story. The football coach at St. Joe's, when I was a freshman, tried to talk to me at athletic director's office and was like, try to hit me with you get more points with 1 touchdown than you do scoring 1 basket. And I'm like, I bet you I'll score more baskets than I'll catch touchdowns though.
Oh,
So then he like, when you graduate high school, if you bring me 1 Division I letter, 1 Division I offer, I'll pay for your school. I should have went back with every letter I ever got.
And took that, you know what I mean? You got that 100 racks.
Yeah, right?
You got
That real quick.
Let me get that real quick.
That was
bro.
crazy. I was really tough at football. Wide receiver, I played quarterback a little bit, all that.
We got this little segment called The Last Word, man. You got any last word basically for the youth out there?
yeah, we try
You know what I mean? Let them know,
Teach
point them in the
something,
right
bro.
direction, man. Teach them
Stay
something,
humble, man.
What's up,
Stay out the way. Stay humble. Just really take care of yourself, especially in a time like this right now. Just take care of yourself, your family. Look out for others, and just stay blessed. That's all it is.
That's what's up.
Yes, sir, man.
Just want to thank you, man, for
Yeah, I appreciate y'all for having me.
Yeah, thanks for showing up, God. You know
Pulling
what
up,
I'm
man.
saying?
Yo,
Good talk. Hey, yo,
Follow the
Q.
gram, man. Twitter _AOQ 2 O's AYOOQ.
Okay.
Vibes,
Yes, sir.
Thank you, man.
of course.
Yeah, you can clapping sound effect and all.